Hey there guys, what's going on? Gale here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Genshin Impact video, and today we are here to take a look at A Lantern in the Night. They have dropped a trailer for FLINS from Gamescom. Of course, I was kind of expecting something to be shown off at Gamescom, but more specifically, I was expecting it to be shown off in yesterday's opening night live. I was expecting something from Genshin, I was expecting something from Honkai Nexus Anima, and maybe something with HSR and Zenless. Well, the thing is with HSR, they've just had the update happen, so I wasn't expecting too much there, but something, right? They usually do something every year at Gamescom, Hoyoverse that is. So I thought with Genshin, you know, with 6.0 coming out and also the 5th anniversary of the game happening, I thought there would be some presence, some big presence during opening night live, and along with that, Honkai Nexus Anima being a brand new game. Yes, it's something they've only shown off once, but it's been a couple of months since they've shown it off, so I thought something new would be shown off as well, but nothing was shown off. There was nothing at opening night live, so I thought, you know what, fair enough. They've got a panel, they've got, I think, a booth at Gamescom, so I thought they're just going to go there and, you know, sell merch and stuff like that, and that's about it. But to my surprise, today, earlier this morning, they decided to drop a trailer for Genshin. Like I said, it's a trailer about FLINS, it seems like, based on the thumbnail and of course the fact that they have a hashtag called FLINS in the title itself. So let's check it out together. Let's see what's in store for us. What I'm hoping for is maybe some gameplay, maybe some, idea about maybe some of the enemies we'll see. I don't expect too much in this trailer, story-wise or anything of that sort, purely because, well, we're only a week away from, of course, the live stream for 6.0 and the anniversary stream. So, honestly, wasn't expecting too much to be shown off in this trailer, but let's see what's in store for us. I'm curious to see, if there's any details that we can glean from this trailer in terms of, FLINS' gameplay, or just generally how the map and enemies look like in Nordcry. Let's check it out together. Let's see what's in store for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's click the play button and let's see for what's in store for us. Okay.
Waves crashing on the shore. The night sky.
Very nice art style to start us off with. I can see FLINS over there in the bottom right, or mid right, technically. Okay, we're already getting a map idea. We're going in. Cemetery sort of area. Fatui, looks like the Fatui place in the background, the Fatui headquarters. Oh, that's not good. Oh, our first look at the Wild Hunt enemies, okay. Ooh, they look really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I like their design. Oh, FLINS coming out from the background, very cool, okay. But man, I really like the design of the enemies. I can't lie, they're very fucking cool.
May I lend a hand?
Oh, we're gonna see some gameplay, okay. Oh, polearm, interesting. I wasn't expecting polearm necessarily, to be honest. Of course, lunar reactions, gotta show that off, of course. Gotta show that off. Oh, the ult. Oh, that looks sick. Oh, that ult looks sick. I'm not gonna lie, they cooked, man. They are cooking with that ult.
This is no place to linger on a foggy night. Allow me to escort you out.
Yeah, that's definitely the Fatui headquarters in the background, by the way. Okay, seems like that's gonna be it. Yeah. Genshin Impact Song of the Welcome Moon. Okay, let's go back and check out everything. So, first and foremost, this looks very pretty, I must admit. I love when they do these, unique art style sort of thing. Every so often. I mean, we saw it with, of course, the film festival thing that we had a couple of months back, right? Where, of course, we were chasing that guy who was basically smuggling in weapons and stuff. Natlanese weapons, basically, right? Very cool art style. Then they obviously do their whole, drawing, painting style, this, CG work as well. I love it when Genshin does this. It always pops to me personally, purely because it shows that they're willing to try different things, and it, they can make it work. They have the people, that they hire, freelance, whoever it may be. They have people who can make it work and make it look good. So I'm very, very happy with that. Now, let's move on to a little bit of a later section. So, of course, yeah, like I said, this part of the map looks like it's going to be near the Fatui base, of course, right? You can see it in the background, all big and looming over us. Can't wait for there to be an oculi at the very top of that, by the way. I'm just telling you that much for free, or whatever they're going to make in this region, the collectible, obviously, for the Statue of the Seven, or whatever they're going to call it. Very, very, obviously, we're nearby there. Cemetery sort of area. Okay, so that gives us a bit of an idea on there. Now let's take a look at the enemies, because that's obviously the big thing here, of course, right? Or second big thing outside of FLINS, of course. But this design looks amazing. I mean, for me personally, I'm a little bit biased because of the coloration. Love the pinkish purple vibe that they've got going on. Looks amazing. But just generally, you know, you've got basically an undead army here, basically, right? I mean, you could argue and say that the hilichurls and stuff are basically cursed undead, you know, beings, you know, from Kanreya, of course, right? You could say that they're more cursed beings than undead, I would say. These guys look like they are undead beings, which is super cool. I don't think we've had undead enemies, technically. I guess you could probably call the Rift Hounds and stuff, technically, you know, husks that have, you know, got souls in them or something, you could say, but very much a bit of a stretch there. But I would say these are probably the first sort of like undead enemies we've really gotten, right? Looks really cool. In my personal opinion, I'm very excited to see how it'll be to fight against them. Of course, these look like they're going to be like mobs, you know, the side characters, the female outfit one and the male outfit one. They're probably kind of like your basic hoarders and sort of like, you know, basic hilichurl kind of enemies, and then your central guys like your minotaurals, right? The big ones, they're the executives, you could say, in a way, basically, right? The elite enemies. So it's going to be very interesting to face off against them. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be weak against. I wonder if it's probably just going to be lunar charge or lunar reactions, basically. That'll be the best to go up against them, basically, right? Seems like it's going to be the most obvious thing for them to do, right? We're gonna have to wait and see. But now let's take a look at FLINS. I'm very excited to check out FLINS, of course, and see what his gameplay style is like. So we know he is Electro. We've known that since he was shown off, of course. What I am curious about is, of course, it's this. So he is polearm. He does have Electro Infusion as well, which will be very good, of course, right? Allows him to be an on-field DPS properly, of course, right? That's gonna be brilliant as well. And speaking of infusion, I should mention that a lot of characters for a while now have had the ability to override the infusion from other characters. So the reason why I'm saying this is because of Bennett, of course, right? A lot of people are avoiding C6ing their Bennett, and it's like, well, why? Because most characters have kind of avoided that whole thing. Maybe some of the older characters, yes, fair enough, but like newer characters and stuff, and I'm hoping down the line, you know, if they are going to be buffing characters and stuff like that, if they do, of course, and I think they will, now that, you know, Zenless has done a good job with it, HSR has done a fairly good job with it as well. I would say they actually did a good job with it, and I can't really say they've done fairly, they've done a good job with it. All of them are very usable now. I feel like Genshin's the next one in line right now. You know, they always like taking, every game likes taking stuff from the other one, you know. It's been something that's been happening for a while now, so it's completely fine. It's within the same company. Of course, I'd hope they'd learn from the other developers and the other developing teams as to what they should be doing, in my opinion. But I think it's the right decision for them to potentially add that as a future thing, so that Bennett C6 can be done. Everybody should be doing Bennett C6 now, to be quite honest. But it's good to see the electrical infusion anyways, just because it allows him to be an on-field DPS. You're probably going to want to use him with an off-field hydro unit like a Yelan or something like that, because of course, so blatantly right now they've just shown off that he is a lunar charge focused character, of course, right? Again, lunar charge and all the lunar reactions that we're going to be getting are going to be in line with hydro characters, basically, right? Because it's very smart of them, and it makes sense, to be quite honest. Why it's all hydro focused is because the moon's affiliation with the ocean, with the sea, with water itself. It's been a thing for years and years, across various cultures. It's always been a thing where water is been affiliated with the moon. So it's not surprising that they've obviously taken that as an inspiration for the lunar reactions. Makes sense, right? But it does mean that units like your Xingqiu, your Yelan, and stuff like that are going to be so much better, you know, now that we've had lunar reactions come into fray. Of course, I think when Notcry gets their own hydro units, sort of lunar reactions, right, with you know, with the likes of, you know, whoever it may be, Nefer, no, well, not Nefer. I don't think Nefer is going to be Hydro. I would be very surprised if that green ass is going to be Hydro. I mean, to be fair, lately they've been doing it where the colors of the characters don't necessarily match the elements they get, but still, you know, I doubt it, man. That's way too much green for it to be a Hydro unit, in my personal opinion. But the likes of maybe, I don't know, Columbina, for example, could be Hydro, could be something else. I think Hydro is very possible, but Columbina potentially, the likes of, you know, I know is Hydro. I've seen her Hydro symbol anyway, so I know, for example, could be a really good Hydro option, especially as a 4-star, very good option for people to get. So in that sense, I think it's going to be pretty good for people to obviously keep an eye out for that, but just generally your older units will still do well with, you know, not Cry characters themselves. What I am curious with, by the way, I will say, that is so cool. That is freaking amazing, by the way. I'm very excited about this character's just design in general, but that looks really cool to me personally. I really like that design. Shame I'm not gonna go for him. I'm saving up for other characters, to be honest, but that looks very, very cool. I will say, by the way, just another thing as well, big shout outs to those who have been waiting for a tall male character, because it's been over a year since we've had one. You know, Flynn's, of course, is the first since Baiju, I think since that's over a year ago, 4.7, 4.6, something like that. Last male character was Kanish, but Kanish is a short male character, basically, right? Shao-esque, basically, right? So it's been a while since we've had a tall male character. So big shout outs to those who've been waiting patiently, because you've finally been rewarded. I think he looks really fucking cool, man. Very, very excited to see the rest of his kit and see how he operates. But I would say his ult looks fantastic and everything, but yeah, I'm quite curious to also see, to be honest, more so than anything else, how he'll operate without lunar reactions. Because of course, it's all well and good being having lunar reactions and stuff like that, but the thing is, right, is in game modes such as Imaginarium Theater and whatnot, there is a possibility that you might not even have a Hydro character in that season, right? And you might want to have to use FLINS. How is he going to operate with the likes of Overload or Superconduct or anything of that sort, right? How is he going to do with Quicken and Aggravate? I don't know if Hyperbloom is going to get a lunar reaction. Because it's obviously, technically it's Hydro, Dendro, and Electro. So in theory, because it has Hydro as a component, should have lunar reactions, but I'm not sure. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But generally speaking, my point being is, how's Flynn's going to operate without lunar reactions? Is he going to still be decent, or is he going to be super reliant on it? We're going to have to wait and see, of course, on that front. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next week. I'm really hoping it's not my day to work on Friday, fingers crossed, but I'll have to have a look when I go back into work and see my working days for next week. But very much looking forward to seeing what's in store for us. I will be there for the 6.0 stream nonetheless. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the video itself, and of course Flynn's as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy. Catch you guys in the next one. Ciao everybody. Bye bye.